Hello, third and fourth graders. Happy Friday. I hope you've had a great week so far. So today we're going to continue our animal series, and today we're going to be talking about owls. So our lesson today is called Owl Eggs. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So we've been working with the strategy RDW, so we're going to continue working with that, and we're going to be going through it step by step for our word problem today. So reading is just reading the problem, circling important information or numbers, and what are you figuring out? What are you trying to answer in the story problem, okay? Draw a model or a representation of the word problem, and then write your equation and your answer. Okay, so we're just going to be remembering that as we go throughout this lesson. Okay, so step 1 is read the problem, circle important numbers and words, and think to yourself, what are you trying to figure out? So as I read, I want you to be thinking of important numbers or anything that's important in the word problem, okay? There are 3 owl nests at the San Diego Zoo. Each nest has 6 eggs in it. How many owl eggs are at the San Diego Zoo? So take a second and think to yourself, what numbers are important? What is this question asking me? All right, so as I'm looking at the problem, I see that there are 3 owl nests. So I feel like that is really important because it's telling me how many nests we have, okay? And then it also tells me that there are 6 eggs in each nest. That's also important. And what am I trying to figure out? I'm trying to figure out how many owl eggs are at the San Diego Zoo. So it's like how many altogether. So I know that I'm either going to be adding multiple numbers or multiplying to figure out my answer. So those are the 3 things that are really important, and I'm going to remember as I go through the this problem, okay? All right, so we're going to draw a picture or representation of our problem. So I'm going to go back to our problem, and the first thing that we circled was that there were 3 owl nests. So I'm going to go ahead and draw 3 circles to represent my owl nest. 2, 3, okay? And then if I go back, the second thing that I circled was that each nest had 6 eggs, okay? So we're going to go back and we're going to go ahead and add 6 eggs into our nest. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so here's our model. And so we're going to go back to our problem, and we're trying to figure out how many owl eggs are at the San Diego Zoo. Okay, so if we have 3 nests and 6 eggs in each in each nest, we can tell how many are in the zoo. So we're going to go to step 3, and we're going to write our equation and our answer. So let's go back. The first one is repeated addition. So let's look at this picture and try to figure out which number did we add multiple times, okay? You can look at the picture, or you can look back at your story problem, and I see that it's the number 6, okay? And I added 6, 1, 2, 3 times. So if I go back, my repeated addition will be 6 plus 6 plus 6 equals, and we're going to count our picture to see how many it equals, okay? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So it equals 18. So as we already know, multiplication is repeated addition. So you're trying to figure out which number, so we add and how many times, okay? So we know from a repeated addition, we added the number 6, and how many times did we add the number 6? If we go back onto a repeated addition equation, we see 1, 2, 3, and even if you go back to your picture, you see that you added it 3 times. So it's kind of like adding 6 3 times. So 6 and then times 3, and you get the same answer as before. So now we're going to write our equation in an answer. We're going to go back to the problem. How many owl eggs are at the San Diego Zoo? So we can say there are 18 owl eggs at the San Diego Zoo. Okay? All right. So now we have our bonus question, and we are going to complete all 3 steps of RDW, but we're going to do it all in one, okay, instead of breaking it up into sections. So a few students at Lakeview Elementary School are completing a project about owl eggs. Each student needs to monitor eggs on a zoo cam at the San Diego Zoo. If there are 9 kids, how many eggs do they each get to watch, okay? So let's go ahead and before we get started, we are using our previous problem with this problem. So we know that we have 18 owl eggs. So I'm going to go ahead and write that at the top. Okay. All right, and now we're going to circle important information because we already read the problem. Now it's time to see what we're trying to figure out in the word problem and that important information. So I think looking at this, a lot of this is kind of like just background information that we don't really need to know. So Lakeview Elementary School, that's not very important, but they are completing a project. Each student needs to monitor eggs on a zoo cam at the San Diego Zoo. If there are 9 kids, okay, that's important, so I'm going to circle that, 9 kids. How many eggs do they each get? How many eggs do they each get to watch? Okay, so I think the other number that I want to circle is the 18. Because that also tells me how many eggs I need to distribute to each of the kids, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and now draw a representation for the problem. So I have 9 kids, so I'm going to move my kids. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. So here's my kids, and we're trying to figure out how many eggs do they each get to watch. So we have 18 owl eggs, and what I'm going to do, and you want them to have the same amount of eggs, each of them. So we're going to distribute our 18 owl eggs to each one, and we're going to give them 1 so that we can go back and not have one person have 6 and another person have like 1 at the end, okay? So we're going to keep giving them 1 each until we get to 18, okay? So we're going to go ahead and start drawing, okay? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So as we can see, they each got 2 eggs. So now it's time to write. So we're going to say, how many eggs do they each get to watch? Each kid or each student gets to watch 2 owl eggs. Okay, and there is our writing. Okay, So now you're going to answer 2 questions on Canvas. One is like the multiplication problem that we did at the beginning, and the other one is like our division problem. Before I go, I want to go ahead and write one more thing with this problem is our division sentence. So this is something that you started with Miss Carter. So we had 18 eggs. Okay. 18, and we're going to use that division symbol that we've used, and we divided it to 9 kids, and they each got 2 eggs, okay? They each got to watch 2 eggs. So go ahead and complete this on your Canvas, and I hope you have a great weekend, all right? Bye.